Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tata Fox and this is a Tata Fox Express train. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome aboard. If you are a constant, if you are a member of the train, welcome back. So guys, I always say that, guys. So if you guys don't know already, you're behind. So the FoxNation, Foxland is expecting a cub. We are expecting a little human being. Sorry, I'm eating Cocoa Pops because that's my obsession right now. So we're expecting a little human being to come into our lives, and there was an overwhelming response of people who were really excited to see me on this journey, because a lot of people know my history with babies and pregnancies and just life in general. So a lot of the people who follow me and who watch my channel are really excited, and I appreciate each and every one of you who sent me a message, who've sent me DMs, who've sent me texts, calls, all that. I really am feeling overwhelmed, number one, because I just feel like, what am I going to do with like this gazillion amount of people texting me. And also the first day that I announced that we were expecting, I was a bit emotional, and then I shot a video the same day, and the video I will insert now. What's happening in your uterus? It's basically what you're asking me. Are you pregnant? I think she's pregnant. That's what we see in the comments. Yeah, so once I had done that, so once I released the video, I was so overwhelmed and really emotional, and I didn't want to be on social media because I just wanted to bring back my zen, bring back the cool, calm energy that I had been having for the past couple months. So I have some energy to film, so I am back to filming, and I just thought, you know, let me just do my pregnancy first trimester, my first trimester. So that should give you a hint. I'm out of my first trimester. I'm out of my first trimester. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. It was a trip. Yes. Ha! Let me tell you, my first trimester was a trip. First of all, we had been trying. I had been taking all my prenatal vitamins, and I was also on some medication the doctor had been giving me. So we were trying. It's not like it was a surprise pregnancy. It wasn't a surprise because we were trying, and a lot of the time we were failing. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't wait to take a pregnancy test. So here it is. I'm so nervous. My period is due tomorrow. I've been dreaming about this. I'm definitely not pregnant. I'm pregnant. Good night. Failing. But somehow we got lucky. Or we were blessed or afforded or given a beautiful gift. And that's this baby. He decided, or she decided, he or she. I also opted to like stop drinking for 2 months, which is very hard. I failed a lot of times. I failed so many times. And then we went to a trip, and the new environment, being relaxed, I think that worked for us. It was probably the trick. We were just, you know, away, not in our element, and just enjoying being with each other. No kids, because, you know, we have other kids. but just not with each other. And we made a baby. So what were my symptoms? My symptoms were a mess. Okay, so I think I knew I was expecting before the positive pregnancy test. I took a pregnancy test that was negative, and I was a ball of tears, and I cried. I cried a lot because I thought, this is it. But this is like the thing. This is a problem with like fertility issues, is that the constant like cycle of testing every month, and then period coming, and testing every month, and then period coming, and tracking your fertility and thinking it's going to happen and it doesn't happen. The constant like cycle of that is just rough. Right, sorry, it was irritating me sitting in front of me and I just couldn't eat it. Anyway, so the constant cycle of like thinking you're pregnant and you're not pregnant is just intense. A lot of women who are going through fertility issues know the struggle. So I was like, I tested and it just came back negative, and I was bummed. I was bummed. And then a couple of days more, and this is, I had gotten into a point where I thought I knew my body so well that I could probably tell I was pregnant before I was pregnant, or before I missed my period. So I was convinced, like, I'm pregnant, yo. During my missed period, I decided to not take my pregnancy test because I thought, it's another day that I'm going to be disappointed, because there have been some times in the course of trying to have a baby where the day that my period is meant to come, it wouldn't come, and I'd be like a day or two late. I think it was stress would stop my period from coming. So the stress of like trying to have a baby, stress of like just life in general. So my period was late on the day. The day was meant to start was late, and I ain't testing you because you're trying to trick me. You're trying to get me, and I am not about to get gotten. So I was like, no, I'm not going to test. Then the following day, I decided to test. Which I should have waited, because Scott really wanted to do it together, but I can't wait. I was like, no, I'm going to test. So he was at work and I tested. We found out a couple of days ago that we might be expecting our first little baby. So I got a pregnancy test, and I'm going to pee on a stick. I always find these videos so awkward when people are peeing on a stick on camera, but I don't know nobody nothing. So I'm going to pee on a stick and we shall see. So I don't really need to give it a lot of time. Positive! So here is the positive pregnancy test. Can you see it? The actual line is darker than the other line. The pregnant line is darker than the test line. So I'm definitely expecting a little human being. I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time. So I think I'm gonna get some donuts. He likes donuts. And I'm going to write under the box. I'm gonna get 6 and I'm gonna write, come on, eat up, because mom can't be the only one eating for 2. And then maybe something for like a baby. I don't know. I'm nervous. And you know, like in black culture, you can't be buying things and telling. I'm just nervous. Okay. Bye, guys. I was ecstatic. I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy some gifts. I'm gonna surprise Scott. To be fair, it's not really a surprise if you guys are trying and he knows that you're probably testing. So I told him when he got back from work and we were ecstatic. So guys, this is what I've decided to set up. I got a rainbow balloon because I felt like this is our first baby together, and after losing every baby after that, it's always going to be my rainbow baby. This is the pregnancy test with a little baby stuffed thing in it. So that's it. Nothing fancy. I don't have anything fancy planned, but I think that's still gonna do. What you guys think? I'll prop this here. And also very nervous. I was very nervous because I knew my history of pregnancies, and I was like, Lord, can this be different? I really prayed a lot that this pregnancy would be different from my other pregnancies. With my two sons, my first son, who unfortunately passed away, I was on bed rest for majority of the pregnancy. I couldn't get up, I couldn't do nothing. I had to stay in bed the whole time. And then with my son Bayanda, he also, I was on bed rest for 2 months out of that pregnancy. I delivered him at about 7 months. I delivered him at 7 months. So from 5 months, I'm actually lying, from 4 months, so 3 months, from 4 months I was on bed rest with him. And bed rest is like, you can't get up, you can't go to the toilet, you pee literally in a pot next to the bed, people bring you food. Like, I was on strict, you cannot get out of bed rest. Because I was always contracting. I was always in preterm labor from with my other pregnancies. So I really prayed hard, and I was like, God, if this is going to be it, and this is going to be the pregnancy that you're going to, bless us with, can this pregnancy just not be difficult? Can I experience a pregnancy normal? Can I have a pregnancy that yes, is fruitful, and I have a healthy baby at the end of it, but I can also have a pregnancy where I'm not like struggling and suffering, and my mental and emotional state is not like run through the mill because I'm like stressed about this baby. Well, I was stressed about this baby the whole time. I'm still stressed about this baby the whole time, so that didn't work. But I just wanted to have a pregnancy where I want to be like other ladies. I want to be like other moms who can like walk around, who can go shopping, who can go out, who can live their lives and enjoy being pregnant. Because 90% of the time with my other pregnancies, I was nervous as hell. Okay. So then I had to go back to South Africa. So found out I was pregnant, and then I went back to South Africa because it was my time with my pie. Yeah, pie. So I was in South Africa a couple weeks, and then a bitch started bleeding. So with my previous pregnancies, I had never bled in the first trimester. I had never bled, and as soon as I started bleeding in my first trimester, with this one, a couple of weeks into the pregnancy, this one, I gave up. I thought this is the end. This has never happened before, so this must be a sign that this is over. This didn't happen, and Scott and I had given ourselves a goal, like, if we don't fall pregnant this year, we just might need to be okay with just not having kids. So when I started to bleed, I actually just gave up. I was done. So I went to the emergency room. I went to the urgent care, Forward's urgent care, and they don't do ultrasounds because at that early stage you can't really see anything. And then they sent me to a fertility clinic, which is just across the passage from them. And they're gonna rip me up. Damn, just for an ultrasound, literally just for an ultrasound. The guy charged me $3 grand. But anyway, I was emotional, and I paid it, and I was stressed. And in the ultrasound, the guy was like, well, I can't see anything that says that you've lost the pregnancy, but I do see a bit of bleeding, and I asked him, is it a lot? Is it a lot? And he was like, yeah, it's a lot of bleeding. And I was okay. And he was like, well, come back after 2 weeks and then we'll do another one. Girl, I thought, I ain't come back to this guy. He's gonna charge me another $3,000 just to see him. No thanks. So then I left. I left with the idea that the pregnancy is still there, but we don't know if it's going to stay there. And then before I left, I had to go back to the emergency room because I needed to pay that bill, okay? And when I went into the emergency room to go and pay that bill, there was a doctor who was on call. And I won't forget this lady. She saw my file and she told me, oh, you know what? I see you're bleeding and you've got a history of difficult pregnancies, and that she also had a history of difficult pregnancies, and she knows what I'm going through. So she said, well, listen, I'm going to prescribe progesterone for you. I'm going to prescribe a high dose. Take it if you want. You don't have to take it, but I would take it. It helps strengthen the pregnancy. If there's a risk of miscarriage, take the progesterone. So I took the script and then I left. And then I went to the pharmacy and I got the prescription. Did I go the same day? No, the following day I went and I took to go get the script. But I was nervous because I was like, I don't know this lady and she's just given me a script. And she hasn't really seen anything. She's just looking at my file. But something inside me just said, girl, just take the script and just take it. You're not gonna lose nothing. So I went, I got the medication, and I started taking this progesterone. I think a couple of days, the bleeding stopped a day later. Then I thought, oh, the bleeding has stopped. And I still had my pregnancy symptoms, which was like extreme nausea, fatigue, not sleep tired, fatigue. I was exhausted. I would literally, Scott is in the background shouting as usual. I would literally, I would wake up, take my son to school, come back and have to take a nap. I was tired the whole time. And when I said take a nap, I used to wake up at 6. So I wake up at 6 to take Yaya to school. And then I'll be back at the house because of traffic, and so I'll be back at the house around 7. Then I'd have breakfast, and maybe around 9 I would take a nap. I would wake up at like 12. Then in an hour I need to go fetch Bayanda. I had to fetch her from school. So there was no content that was going to be filmed there because I was sleeping the whole day. And when Bayanda comes back from school, I try and spend time with him and, like, you know, do what moms do, you know, be a mom, you know, pick him up from school, help with school, blah, 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 blah. But I wasn't filming content, and it's difficult to film when Yaya's in the house because he literally just barges into my room, and, you know, he doesn't have etiquette. He's a kid. He just wants to talk. He'll literally be like, okay, I'm not going to talk. He'll be like, I'm not going to talk, mommy. I'm just going to sit and watch. And it's so distracting having like a kid running around in the background, so it was difficult to film. So that's why I didn't film a lot in my first trimester. Plus I was hella nauseous. I didn't really throw up as much as I threw up maybe like in total maybe like 6 times. Excuse me. And the throw up was like, it gave me time to go to the toilet and stand over the toilet and think, am I gonna throw up? 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 And then I throw up. It wasn't like one of those like projectile, I can't, you know, keep the vomit in my mouth. I didn't have one of those. But I was hell of a nauseous, and I lived off Wimpy burgers. A Wimpy burger was so good. And I'd have a Wimpy burger with a Fanta, and I would go back to bed, like sleep, for like hours. So that's when I knew that things are happening. Like, things are definitely happening. I'm taking the progesterone, things are happening. 2 weeks later, So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm over the bleeding stopped, I'm over the edge. I'm about to go see. I found another doctor, Fourways Life, at Fourways Life, not Fourways Life Urgent Care, at Fourways Life Hospital. This black lady, amazing. So I went to her. Coincidentally, she actually lives in the same street as me. But anyway, I digress. So then she did an ultrasound, and then she was like, oh, and then she put on the little heart rate thing, and then there was a heartbeat. Oh, and I thought, the person is there, like this little thing is there. Oh my gosh. So normally when you're pregnant, in the beginning, the sac the baby stays in is round. Mine was teardropped, and mine was teardropped going this way, so going towards the opening of my cervix. So then she said to me, "You're gonna have to go on bed rest." And I thought, I'm literally like 6 weeks pregnant. Like I'm literally like I'm just pregnant. Like I just smelled the pregnancy and I'm already on bed rest. I thought, okay. And then I told her, like, look, this other doctor prescribed progesterone for me, and she said, oh, brilliant. She probably is the one who helped save this pregnancy by giving you progesterone. So I went on to bed rest, and I kept taking the progesterone. So now I am on bed rest. I can't tell Yaya why, because I'm still too scared to tell him, like, you know, mommy's gonna have a baby and this is why I'm in bed the whole time. But he sees me all the time in bed and is like, what is happening? Like, why are you sick? But you know what, God, if this baby and I are meant to be, this baby and I are going to be, and I believe it. And I'm gonna stop being negative. I'm gonna stop being scared. I'm just going to live. And I did. I left South Africa after my first trimester. So I had Yaya's birthday party, and I hadn't bled yet. But my first trimester was testing. And I was worried the whole time, and I just had the faith that as long as I'm not cramping and as long as I'm not bleeding bright red, which is what the doctor told me, I need to just relax, and I should stop letting the things that happened in the past predict what my reaction is going to be right now. I shouldn't let this pregnancy fail before it has even begun. And I think that's what I was doing. I was like really worried. I was already telling myself, like, this is not gonna work. This didn't work. This baby is just, you know, this is already stressful and it's just started. But I'm not gonna lie, in general, my first trimester was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But that doesn't mean that things didn't get better. I look bigger than I actually am. Let's take that, please, because I actually am still on progesterone, and progesterone actually blows you up. All right. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this. Can't believe I'm sharing another pregnancy thing. Oh my gosh. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm going to enjoy this pregnancy, and I'm going to share, and I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to be happy. I'm gonna be happy because things are going to be a-okay, right? Thank you so much, guys, for watching my Mentor the Fox, and you guys are bombed out. God.